When a woman's eyes find you, it's not just a look. It's a moment suspended between curiosity and energy. Most men miss it. They either freeze, fumble, or overplay it, but that gaze, that fleeting connection, is her silent question. Are you awake enough to feel me? Because in that instant, she isn't just seeing your face, she's feeling your presence, the way you carry your stillness. The quiet confidence that doesn't chase validation but radiates ease. Don't rush to act. Don't drown that moment with nervous laughter or words that try too hard. Let your eyes linger. Not too long, not too short, just enough to let her know you saw her too. That you're not afraid of the tension, that you welcome it. That your energy can hold hers without collapsing. Women feel safety not in your muscles, but in your composure. The way you don't flinch under the weight of feminine attention says more than any clever line ever could. If she looks again, she's not inviting you to conquer her. She's checking if your first glance was luck or awareness. So meet her with calm certainty, a small, unhurried smile. Let your body language speak the language of a man who doesn't need to chase what's already drawn to him. The art of attraction lives in restraint, in the grace of knowing you don't have to do too much because your energy already did. A real man doesn't crumble under her gaze, he expands within it. He allows her to feel both curiosity and comfort. He doesn't break the silence, he deepens it. Because sometimes the most magnetic thing you can say to a woman is nothing at all. When she looks at you, the moment feels almost invisible to the world, but electric to the two souls caught in it. Most men underestimate how much power lives inside that single second. They rush to act, to fill the space with words or gestures, afraid that silence might make them appear unsure. But what truly draws a woman in is not what you say or do. It's what she feels when she looks at you. And often, what she feels has nothing to do with movement, but with the depth of your stillness. Presence is not loud. It doesn't demand attention, it commands it naturally. When a man is grounded, when he is completely at ease in himself, that energy radiates without effort. A woman senses it instantly. She feels that she doesn't have to perform for your attention. She feels safe to relax into the energy of a man who doesn't seek approval through action. That calm awareness is not passive. It's magnetic. It says, I see you, without having to move a muscle. The mistake most men make when a woman looks at them is thinking they have to do something. Smile immediately, speak, or look away quickly. But true presence is about allowing the moment to breathe. When your eyes meet, don't rush to fill the silence, inhabit it. Let your body stay relaxed, your breath steady. She is not looking for a reaction, she's looking for a reflection of her own energy. If she sees nervousness or panic, she senses instability. If she sees composure, she feels curiosity. And in that curiosity, attraction begins to unfold. Presence is not arrogance. It's not about staring with intensity or trying to assert control. It's about existing fully in your body without needing to prove anything. When you are comfortable with silence, with stillness, you're sending a message that you are emotionally secure. A woman feels that instantly because women are deeply intuitive about energy. They don't respond to surface confidence, they respond to inner peace. That calmness is what creates intrigue. It's the quiet power that makes her wonder who you are beneath that composed exterior. Your presence is a reflection of how well you know yourself. When you are connected to your own center, every glance, every gesture becomes intentional. You don't need to force attraction. You let it happen through awareness. You are not performing for her. You are simply being yourself, unshaken by attention. That kind of energy is rare, and rarity captivates. When she feels that you are not rushing to win her over, she begins to lean in. She feels drawn to your ease, to the way you hold space without needing to fill it. Presence also reveals how deeply you respect feminine energy, because instead of trying to control it or chase it, you hold it with grace. You acknowledge her gaze as something sacred, not a signal to conquer, but an invitation to connect. Your calm awareness shows emotional maturity. You understand that energy flows best when it's not forced. And in that understanding, you allow her to feel something beyond attraction. You allow her to feel safe. In the end, when she looks at you, she's not testing your looks or your words. She's feeling the energy behind your eyes. If that energy is restless, she withdraws. If it's grounded, she opens. Stillness becomes your strength. Calm awareness becomes your language, and through that language, you communicate what every woman secretly hopes to feel when she meets a man. Presence, depth, and certainty. So the next time her eyes find yours, don't rush to impress her. Just be there, fully, quietly, confidently, because your stillness doesn't make you invisible. It makes you unforgettable. When your eyes meet hers, everything slows down. In that small pocket of silence, something deeper than words begins to unfold. Eye contact isn't just a glance, it's energy in motion. It's how two souls measure each other's emotional temperature without speaking. Most men think holding a woman's gaze is about proving confidence, but it's not a contest of power. It's a conversation of presence. The way you hold her gaze tells her everything she needs to know about your emotional depth, whether you're grounded or restless, whether your attention is sincere or performative, whether you see her as a person or as an idea you want to conquer. When she looks at you, she's not just admiring your features, she's sensing your vibration. She's feeling whether your energy is calm or chaotic, centered or scattered. If you hold her gaze with quiet confidence, you show that you're comfortable with connection. You're not intimidated by her femininity. You're not afraid of being seen. Most men break eye contact too quickly because they fear vulnerability. They look away to escape the intensity, but that very intensity is where attraction lives. A woman feels drawn to the man who can meet her gaze without flinching, not because he's trying to dominate her, but because he's emotionally composed enough to stay. Quiet confidence in your eyes doesn't shout. It doesn't challenge. It doesn't try to win. It simply is. That's the kind of energy that disarms a woman's defenses. It's not the stare of a man who wants to possess. It's the gaze of someone who already possesses himself. That difference is everything. Eye contact reveals your relationship with your own emotions. A man who's at peace with himself can hold eye contact without tension because he has nothing to hide. His energy is still, and that stillness speaks volumes. It tells her that he's aware, present, and unafraid to connect. There's a fine line between confidence and control. Dominance feels heavy, it tries to take. Confidence feels light, it allows. When you look into her eyes, let go of the need to impress or prove anything. Instead, let curiosity guide you. See her for who she is in that moment. A reflection of emotion, beauty, mystery. When your energy carries sincerity instead of ego, she feels safe enough to meet you halfway. She may even test the gaze, look away, then look back to see if your calmness remains. If you meet her again with the same quiet certainty, the connection deepens. Women are incredibly attuned to micro-expressions, to the energy behind your eyes. They notice the difference between hunger and admiration, between tension and comfort. The power isn't in staring longer, it's in how you stay connected. If your gaze softens, if it carries warmth and patience, she feels drawn in. It's not seduction through control, it's intimacy through awareness, and that awareness makes her feel seen, not judged. Desired but respected, holding her gaze with emotional control shows maturity. It says you're not ruled by impulse or insecurity. You can hold energy without rushing to act on it. That restraint becomes magnetic. Because in a world full of men who chase validation, the man who stays composed under her gaze becomes unforgettable. His eyes speak the language of depth, a language few ever master. So when her eyes meet yours, don't rush, don't overthink. Just breathe and stay present. Let your gaze carry peace, not pressure. Let it say, I see you, instead of I want to win you. In that still exchange, attraction transforms into connection. And connection, when it's pure, doesn't need to be forced. It flows. Eye contact, when held with quiet confidence, becomes the most honest expression of a man's soul. It's not dominance that moves her, it's depth. Restraint is one of the most misunderstood forms of power. Many believe that attraction is about pursuit, about constant movement, about chasing what you desire until it submits. But true magnetism doesn't chase, it draws. It pulls naturally because it is rooted in stillness, not desperation. When you learn to stay grounded instead of reacting impulsively, you begin to embody a quiet strength that women can feel before you ever say a word. You become the man who doesn't need to reach for attention because his energy already commands it. When a woman senses restraint in a man, she senses control over emotion, over impulse, over ego. And that control feels safe, it feels mature, it makes her curious because restraint doesn't signal disinterest, it signals mastery. It tells her that your desire isn't scattered, that you are capable of holding attraction without being consumed by it. Every woman can feel the difference between a man who acts out of hunger and a man who acts out of intention. Hunger is impulsive. It grasps, it takes, it rushes. Intention is calm. It observes, it allows, it chooses. Attraction grows in the space between moments, in the pauses that tension creates. When you react too quickly, you destroy that space. You collapse the energy that was building. The chase often kills the very thing you're trying to attract because it shifts the balance of power. Women aren't drawn to chaos, they're drawn to presence. The man who can feel desire without being ruled by it becomes magnetic because he shows emotional depth. He isn't chasing validation. He isn't seeking completion in her attention. He already feels complete within himself, and that wholeness draws her in more than any words could. Restraint doesn't mean withholding emotion. It means directing it. It's the art of not giving everything away at once. It's allowing curiosity to breathe, giving attraction the time to deepen. When you stay grounded, you communicate through your energy that you trust the rhythm of connection. You're not afraid to let it unfold in its own time. You don't rush to fill silences with action or attention. You let her come to you not because of arrogance, but because you know real connection cannot be forced, it must be felt. A man who practices restraint holds himself differently. His gestures are slower, his voice steadier, his gaze deliberate. There's no urgency in his presence because he understands that power doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less with more intention. That energy makes a woman lean in. It makes her wonder what lies beneath the calm surface. Restraint creates mystery, and mystery fuels attraction. Emotional maturity is revealed in how you manage your urges. Anyone can react. Few can remain still. Stillness is where your strength lives. It's what keeps you from saying too much, giving too much, or chasing too fast. It's what allows attraction to breathe and grow in its own direction. When you stay centered, you send a message that you trust your value enough not to overextend yourself. You are not trying to convince her, you are simply being, and that being is enough. Every woman can feel when a man is unshaken. His restraint makes her feel secure, not because he withholds affection, but because he holds himself with grace. His grounded energy says, I'm not here to prove myself, I'm here to connect, and that kind of calm is irresistible. Because attraction, when it's real, doesn't need to be chased, it only needs to be met with presence. Restraint is not the absence of desire, it's the mastery of it, and mastery will always speak louder than motion. Silence carries a language of its own, one that words often fail to capture. When you strip away the noise, the small talk, the nervous laughter, and the constant need to fill space, what remains is presence, pure, unfiltered energy that speaks directly to the senses. Sometimes the most powerful connection between a man and a woman doesn't come from clever conversation or perfectly timed compliments. It comes from the quiet tension that exists when two souls are simply there, aware of each other without the need to perform. That's where silence becomes seductive. It's not emptiness, it's electricity. It's the invisible thread that ties two energies together without a single word spoken. When you're comfortable in silence, you show emotional steadiness. You reveal that your peace isn't dependent on constant stimulation or validation. Most people fear silence because it exposes what's inside, but a grounded man welcomes it. He knows that stillness is where truth reveals itself. When you can sit across from a woman and let your energy do the speaking, when your eyes, your breath, and your presence fill the space, you create an atmosphere that's both calming and charged. It's not about being mysterious for effect. It's about being fully present without needing to prove anything. That kind of calm pulls her in. Silence allows the body to speak. The way you look at her, the way your chest rises and falls, the subtle tilt of your head, all of these become part of a conversation that runs deeper than sound. A woman can feel your attention in the way you don't rush to talk. She senses your intention in the way you hold her gaze, in the rhythm of your stillness. This is where emotional connection takes root, not in constant words, but in unspoken understanding. When you can hold silence with a woman and both feel comfortable, that's what makes 1 hour a day so powerful. It means neither of you is performing, you're just being. Silence can also test emotional maturity. A man who panics when things go quiet reveals his insecurity. He looks for distractions, for filler, for something to escape the weight of the moment. But a man who remains steady, who lets the quiet stretch without fear, communicates strength. He's saying without saying, I'm at ease here. I don't need to rush this. That calmness translates into confidence, not arrogance but certainty. It's the kind of certainty that tells her she can relax, that she's safe in your presence. And when a woman feels safe, attraction deepens naturally. In silence, energy becomes amplified. Every small gesture carries weight. Every glance, every shift of expression, every shared breath begins to feel intimate. You're no longer hiding behind words, you're revealing who you are through essence. That's why silence can be more seductive than speech. It doesn't distract, it intensifies. It lets the emotional current flow freely, unblocked by noise. And when two people can stay in that current, they start to communicate on a level that words could never reach. The beauty of silence is that it invites curiosity. It makes her lean closer, not because you're withholding, but because you're present. You're